Today, we are going to be talking about a little band called Dregg. These guys came onto my radar last year when they released their album, The Art of Everything, and on that album, there is the song Butterscotch Biscuits, and that song controlled my life for quite a long time. It was totally serendipitous too. My friend Con just sent me a message one day with a link to Butterscotch Biscuits and said, hey, look, this is probably up your street. If I was you, I'd just go in blind and make a reaction to it. And I did, and I loved it. The video is so ridiculous. It's really, really well edited, and they're all very charismatic. They go through a wide variety of costumes and sets, and it's all very kind of like changing. It goes between various sort of subgenres. It's got kind of rap, it's got some really heavy metal and screamo stuff in there. It's got this kind of like almost Primus-like vibe to the verse, which I really, really like. That song was in my top 10 songs of last year. It probably has cracked my top songs of all time. I'm not quite sure, I wouldn't want to put a number on it, but what I'm trying to say to you is I really, really like Butterscotch Biscuits, and I also kind of like end up going into the rest of the album, and the rest of the album is really, really good as well. So we had, the other one that's got a video is the charmingly titled Dog, which again the video's not quite as interesting, I think, as the Butterscotch Biscuits one. There's less going on there kind of stylistically. It's stuck in my head, this visual at the end where he's kind of singing from the back of this moving car with like a drone shot while screaming, look at all these goddamn dog or something like that. Let's look at this. I mean, you can't get more incendiary than opening with the lyric cunts in there, but I guess they are Australian, so it's a little bit more sat into the idiolect. I mean, as an English person, I also throw that word around quite a lot. I've just learned to not do it on here because quite a lot of Americans watch, and I know that that word is significantly more taboo over there. That album is great. Both of the songs on it that I sort of had videos are really, really fantastic. The whole album itself, I really gave it a good spin, and not every part of it was perfect, but there was quite a lot of really good songs on there too. Just having a quick look at it now. Border My Arm was really good. Chaos Garden's great. And on this album, there is the song Dress Down. And that is what we're going to be looking at today. I saw on their Instagram the other day that they have recently signed with Fearless Records, which is really cool. Those guys are quite big. I was having a quick look at their roster, and there's quite a lot of bands on there I'm aware of. Like, I mean, I just dealt with did a reaction to an Ice Nine Kills song, which I ended up quite liking, but they are quite a big entity. Pierce the Veil. Plain White Tees, that is an interesting one. I mean, admittedly, I only know one Plain White Tee songs, and it is Hey There Delilah. I just can't see them being like, I don't know, metal outside of that, which is pretty much what everything else here. But you know what, screw it, it's cool. Also, I noticed another thing. Oh, the Pretty Reckless, is that... Oh, yeah, Pretty Reckless, that's pretty cool. And some other bands I've not heard of before. So it looks like they have released a new music video for Dress Down. It's being put out on the Fearless Records official YouTube page. They've all got, based on the thumbnail, new kind of wild costumes. Whether or not this is a one-off for this video, I guess we'll have to find out. But yeah, no, this is one of the songs I didn't actually listen to a whole lot when this album came out. So I'm going to go through it again with the new video, and we'll try and break down and figure out just how great this song really is. I did think it was a bit quick for them to have a totally new set of music out, considering this album did not come out that long ago. It was like 11 months ago, I think the video for Butterscotch Biscuits is. But I also really hope this nets them some more exposure, because that video has only got 133,000 views, and that is criminal. They absolutely deserve more than that. So I'm going to do my little piece and try and expose Dregg to anyone who has subscribed to me since the last time I made a video about this, which is like a year ago. So there's a fair amount of you guys that are new to the channel. So without any more rambling, let's jump in and listen to Dregg Dress Down and check out this new video, this new style, and recapture that song. I can vaguely remember this one now. They kind of remind me a little bit visually already of like Mudvayne or something like that. I think it's possibly the like weird face paint, which I know is not in this bit here, but this is quite a visual change for them already. Like, beforehand, for the last couple of videos I've seen, they're kind of like bumming around in hoodies, and the lead singer's got that kind of like little goatee sort of like chin thingy bobby going on there. Now he's got this sort of like dreads going on, and he's got a sort of pencil moustache. It's an interesting stylistic change, but I wonder if they, you know, with this new signing, Fearless Records are like, here's a stylist, we're going to get you some fancy costumes, here's your new image. That's definitely a reference to the Butterscotch Biscuits video as well, or at least that's maybe a trope that they're going to try and continue with, because they definitely have like them sitting on the sofa in a kind of row as a repeated motif in that video too. But it's amazing just how much this guy's face to me is changed by the new visuals. Not having the kind of like curly hair that came down to about here, and then growing the moustache and not having the goatee. It really changes his face to me. It's quite strange. This is definitely bringing in that sort of like unique Dregg style. They've got this kind of like Limp Bizkit styly kind of a rap rock brought in there, but like really heavy when it wants to. Really very heavy distorted chunking guitars in there, and it kind of gets into some slightly more proggy stuff later if I remember correctly. I really like the way that his voice transitions between his two sort of like styles of performing. Like his sort of like rappy, kind of more spoken delivery is quite nasal, I guess is the way of putting it. It's quite aggressive, but like, I don't know, kind of higher up than one might expect. And then he gets this really deep guttural when he's getting these like sort of like heavier, shoutier parts. The contrast is great. I really love how fluid it is going in between those two sections. And then you get these weird little cutaway bits where they're kind of like, I don't know, I think personally there's some more sort of like prog influences coming in there, but I think it's really interesting the way that it kind of flips between. Okay, that's kind of interesting. It almost feels like they're doing references to the previous two videos they've released, because they've got the sofa bit from Butterscotch, and then they've got the kind of car bit for from Dog, which is kind of nice. I like the callbacks, but it's like a little bit higher budget maybe this time around. The camera's stuff's like nicer. Even that being said, the editing on the other ones is absolutely immaculate, and I've seen it's not quite as chaotic here. There's fewer shots, but the shots themselves are higher budget. Like the bit where they're just running around in the forest already, and you've got this kind of like Blair Witch style kind of like version of the band in the background, kind of being freaky looking. Freaking, I wish I knew his name, but the lead singer from this band has got a lot of visual and vocal charisma. I just find him quite appealing to look at. He kind of has this sort of like cheeky, chappy, kind of like, I'm doing something naughty and we both know it, but it's kind of fun, so it's fine. He's always got this kind of like deal with the devil style thing going on, which I really like. He's just very charismatic to look at. His performance stuff is great. I'm a fan of them as an entity. They seem like fun people to go down to the pub with. In terms of the face paint and stuff, it's kind of interesting. I don't know how much I like it. The sort of like lines on the inside of his eyes, it's kind of a bit crow-like, you know, but I'm not sure. I need to look at it a bit more, I think. I just got that. That's really funny. They're like all seeing themselves in various like kind of like online forms, and you know, one's a weather guy, etc., etc. And then one of them hears Johnny from The Shining, and he doesn't look happy about it. That's a really nice visual gag. It's that kind of like charisma that I find really fun. There's these little moments here and there where they kind of find funny, humorous things to sort of like put in there. Just even the little moments where there's the drummer kind of like stabilizes the cymbal in the camera and like has that little snap look at the camera. It's really effective. I love that stuff. It's this tight editing that is very much carrying me forward. I also appreciate how many different sort of journeys and sections this song appears to go through. Like the tones are not too dissimilar, but it definitely moves through these various different sections, which is where I get this kind of like feeling of it being a bit proggy. It's quite I don't know, yeah, there's a lot of ideas crammed into here. Like it does not repeat itself a lot, which is great, because somewhat like Butterscotch, I imagine when it does come back and brings that more kind of like recognizable riff back into it again, it's gonna feel like this big return to home, which is awesome. And he's the guy from The Ring. Or the girl from The Ring, I guess. See, here again, we've got like another totally new segment. It's like got completely different set of like rhythms, and the vocal delivery again is like completely different to the last time he sang. A lot of these sections I would find difficult to deal with as an entire song with, but the way that it kind of like flows through these stuff, it's almost like a musical. It like tells these stories. It's really great. See, it definitely does almost hit the point of being too screamo for me. I think the fact that it moves through all these different sections really saves it for me, because I've said on record multiple times, I don't mind when people scream in songs. In fact, sometimes I really like it, depending on the context. And also, I guess, maybe their tone of voice, but it can't be, like, the whole thing. And I think the balance they strike here is really good. It's probably right on my outer edge of tolerance for this kind of stuff, but it is definitely still within that margin. Now, is this part of the song we're going to get more, or is it like a kind of like interlude part that's going to have some sort of like more interesting visuals than anything else? Ooh. Yeah, no, definitely still part of the song. See, this is the stuff I love. It's so interesting. It completely right turns here. There's a piano in the background for a second. Everything's whispered. Just this ebb and flow. I get the feeling this is probably how the rest of the song is going to go out. And I really like that. It has this, like, storytelling, poetic feel to it. It really feels like a complete work that has come from a concept and is being seen the whole way through. And that's something I think you don't realize with Dregg the first time you listen to it. Like, if you just listen to one song like Dog in like isolation, you wouldn't give them the credit. But this is why I really recommend going and actually taking this entire album and listening through the entire thing, because it has this ebb and flow, these like sections, these spoken word bits, these piano bits that come in and out. It's a journey, and I really like that about it.
Surrender your legs, your sex, your hair, your brain. You will no longer possess. Possession is pain.
I'd love to know what the sort of like storyboard idea behind that was, because it's really kind of engaging, but I guess without being inside their brains, what I want to do is sit down with the guy who wrote the lyrics to that and just get him to explain what they're talking about, because it's really interesting. I really like that aspect of it. I love the way that it transitioned out at the end there. And I guarantee you, if you watch the next track on the album after that one plays, so that was Dressed Down. Oh, Born in My Armor, which is like one of the more sort of like thoughtful ones I seem to remember. Yeah, it's one of the more like kind of epic-y ones. So yeah, the way that transitions through is absolutely amazing. This has given me full like remembrance of why I really liked that Dregg stuff in the first place. I am definitely now going to have another resurgence, because I'm going to save this song, which I didn't save before, and I'm going to have another huge phase of this. And I'm really happy to see it. It's nice to stumble upon something like really organically like that, where I don't want to sound like a hipster by saying it's cool to listen to stuff that not and like many other people listen to, and that's probably why this particular video is not going to do amazing, but I don't care, because it's awesome. I love stumbling upon this stuff. It's just this tongue-in-cheek but also quite resonant, quite deep, very well executed. The editing on that video was very good. It feels like, in comparison to some of the other ones, it's a bit less chaotic. They used fewer sets, but they were done better. The lighting was cooler. The costumes were like very well considered and put together. Obviously, they've got a makeup department to some degree now. The song is not my favorite of the album, but I think the more I listen to it, the more I really appreciate it. I just love the progression the whole way through, the way that it changes. It goes these ebbs, these flows. It goes from really heavy to quite conversational to screaming to whispering, all in the space of about 44 minutes. It's great. I can't recommend it enough. Dregg, keep doing what you're doing. I'm really glad that you signed with Fearless Records. I hope that this nets some more tours, some more albums. Please come to the UK. I will definitely buy a ticket, and I will see you there. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Any Dregg fans out there, show me some deep cuts that I don't know about, perhaps. That would be really interesting. But otherwise, let me know what you guys think of this video. What do you think of Dregg? Let me know. Thanks very much for watching. Like, share, subscribe, all of that crazy stuff, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.